Okay, so today I'm going to talk about how to integrate structure into your space containers. You're going to want to do this for a couple of reasons. We'll talk about it in a minute. One is to suspend your space container up off the ground. The other is to position it in certain ways to make spatial and formal relationships both in the space container itself and between the space container and the site. And so the site should really be iterated and designed as a reaction to the things that you do. Now, I'm going to show you an example later that's rough. All these things I'm going to do today are rough. You're going to sew these things, obviously. I'm going to staple them today just for speed and to make this easy. This is an example piece from earlier, a couple weeks ago, when a student was trying to figure out their pattern piece. You can see what I've done is I've just sort of cut this kind of tab that I can fold over, and that is going to become a kind of a sandwich in a way for my structure. And you would sew that in, of course, and I am just going to staple that right now for ease. Now, then we can see that that starts to become some kind of structure that could hold it off the ground, and if I repeat this in the same way again and again, it also might begin to form structure within the space container itself. There's a way you can see that here. Similar idea about tab, obviously that would be sewn in your case. And I start to think about things like pattern. I don't want to just introduce these things as a one-off custom points in a random way. I want to think about pattern in the same way that you thought about it in your space container. I also might want to think about as I repeat this structure, there may be some kind of mutation. Structure might not always be used to hold the thing or connect it to the site or hold it up off the ground. It might also be to structure the internal structure of your space container, although we don't want to overwhelm the paper with a lot of sticks. So there really needs to be a delicate balance between the number of basswood sticks you use and the paper space container you already have. I would say you want to kind of use caution there, and less is more, okay? I would say probably for any space container that you have, anywhere between 5 and 10 pieces of structure, attaching this thing to the site is enough. There may be some other bits that continue to show mutation or repetition within the space container itself. Maybe they get smaller and lighter, and they're not necessarily there to hold it up off of the site, but they're there as a kind of set of other relationships that you're trying to make. Okay? So I'm just going to take this off now. I'm going to show you. This is a space container. You've all seen this one in class. It's a space container from a previous studio I did. An old student of mine, Zahara. I'm sure she would be okay with me using this under the current circumstances to demonstrate this project. You can see I've done this really randomly. I have not integrated the structure in a way that is highly patterned, although you should. But I just wanted to show you how it kind of integrates into the structure of the space container, and it can be used then to anchor it to that site and hold it up off of the ground in a way that makes a kind of set of relationships between the site, okay, and the space container itself.